बेटा कैसे हैं आप लोग? खैरियत से हैं? टुडे आई डिस्कस द फर्स्ट केमिस्ट्री chapter number first year's book, and these chapters include concept of chemistry, atomic structure, gases, liquid, chemical equilibrium, kinetics, energetics, and electrochemistry or chemical bonding. Okay, the first MCQ is that an experienced worker obtained from a chemical reaction in a comparisons to an inex- inexperienced workers. Actually, the experienced worker has higher actual yield as compared with unexperienced worker. So the correct option is delta. Then the question 83, mass of 1 mole of ionic species when expressed in gram is known as ionic mass. It is also called ionic mass. It is also called ionic mass. So option is delta. 64 gram of sulfur dioxide at STP occupy volume. Okay. You know that what is the formula of sulfur dioxide? That is SO2, and it is equal to 64 grams. When it is equal to 64 gram, it means it is equal to 1 mole. And when it is equal to 1 mole, it occupies volume 22.414 decimeter cube. So it is called 22.414 decimeter cube. So your option is alpha. Next 85, which of the following quantum numbers have only two possible numerical values? That is spin quantum number. You know that it tells about the spinning of electron, and spinning of electron is two types. It is clockwise and anti-clockwise. For clockwise, we can use plus of, and anti-clockwise, we can use minus of. So it has two possible numerical values. So we can say that delta option is correct one. Hund's rules tells us about the distribution of electron in the orbitals. According to Hund's rule, the electrons in the orbitals occupy singly before pairing begins. So it is the distribution of electron in the orbital. So your option is beta. Next, ionic solids have higher melting point. So your best option is delta. Relationship between pressure and number of moles is suggested by, you know that what is general gas equation? That is equal to PV is equal to nRT. Okay. So we can say that the relationship between pressure and number of moles, it means when the pressure is greater, the number of moles are also greater. Due to greater number of moles, the number of collisions between the molecules is greater. So we can say that the pressure is also higher. So your best option is delta. The total number of crystallographic elements is are, it is 6. Okay, crystallographic elements. It means you can describe the different shapes of crystal lines. Either it is not included in the syllabus of MDCAT, but you are familiar with the crystallographic elements. It has 6 types. And for this, I give you the trick, that is cute our mother. It is the formula, Pakistani formula. Cute our mother. What is mean by cute? Cute means cubic. Our orthorhombic. Orthorhombic. Mother monoclinic. M. You can take M. It is monoclinic. Okay. And then there is T. It is means triclinic. Triclinic. Okay. And then in the last, that is hexagonal. H. H is hexagonal. And R is rhombohedral. So we can say that there are 6 crystallographic elements, but in some books it is written as 7, but in our books, according to our books, the correct option is 6. So you can learn the formula, that is cute our mother. Cute cubic, our orthorhombic, M monoclinic, T triclinic, H hexagonal, and are rhombohedral. So there are 6 crystallographic elements. So your best option is Charlie. Equal rates of forward and reverse reactions are observed in equal rates. It is also called dynamic equilibrium. When there are equal rates between the forward and reverse reaction, you know that it is called dynamic equilibrium. Internal energy is a state function, so your option is delta. Heat capacity is used for calorimeters, heat capacity for both in glass and bomb calorimeter, so your best option is Charlie. State functions have a definite values for initial and final. You know that the state function depends upon the initial and final states. It do not depends upon the path. So we can say that the best option is delta. Work done on the system increases internal energy of the system, because when work done on the system is sign is positive, so it means it increases internal energy of the system. So your best option is delta. Enthalpy of atomization relate to the bond energy. What is enthalpy of atomization? When an element, for example ClCl, it is converted into the atom, so we can say that the energy required to break the bond, this is called enthalpy of atomization, so it relates with beta option. 96. Which of the following molecule has a net dipole moment? That is SO2. I give the formula for the dipole moment, that if central atom utilize all electrons by similar atoms, so its net dipole moment is equal to 0. Okay, but if it is not equal to, it is not utilized by the similar types of atoms, dipole moment is not equal to 0. So we can say that the best option is SO3. You know that sulfur belongs to 6A group. It means it contains 6 electrons in the outermost shell. Okay, so when it contains 6 electrons, it forms 2 bond with oxygen atom and its 1 lone pair remain. So we can say that its dipole moment is not equal to 0. So it has some net dipole moment. So the correct option is beta. Why not alpha? Because you know that carbon belongs to 4th A group. When it belongs to 4th A group, it shares 2 electrons with carbon atoms, and all the electrons are utilized by similar atoms. So we can say that its dipole moment is equal to 0. Similar in case in CS2 and similar case in carbon tetrachlorides. All electrons are utilized by the similar types of atoms. So we can say that its dipole moment is equal to 0. So the best option is beta, where there will be a 1 lone pairs on the sulfur atoms. Okay. Next MCQ is 97. How many electrons are present in the valence shell of phosphorus in the PO4 minus 3? How many valence electrons? You know that phosphorus belongs to which group? Phosphorus belongs to 5th A group. Okay. So we can take the 5 heart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what is mean by minus 3? It means 3 more hearts are added. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So we can say that how many electrons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There are 8 valence electrons. So your best option is alpha. Okay, from broken heart formula, you can find the valence electron. Phosphorus belongs to 5th A group, so we can make a 5 hearts. And minus 3 means the 3 electrons are more added, so we can add 3 hearts. So the total hearts are 8, so we can say that the total hearts are 8 and the valence electrons are also 8. So your option is alpha. How many extra electrons than a normal octets are there in the valence shell of I in ICl3? Okay. You know that iodine belongs to 7th A group, so it contains how many electrons in the outermost shell? It contains 7 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And chlorine also belongs to seventh group, so it contains three chlorine atoms. So one electron is shared. Here we can also share one electron, and here we can also share one electron. So the total electrons are shared are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 electrons are shared. So how many electrons are left? These are two electrons. These are two electrons. It means 4 electrons are left. So your best option is beta. It's not delta. Your best option is beta. Do you have any suggestions of this question? Anyone? Why delta option is correct one? If anyone want to suggest the correct option. But according to my perceptions that the beta option is correct one. Are you agree with me? Anyone please? Noman. You are agree with me that the beta option is correct one? No voice. Okay. Then we discuss other way that, but my perception that the beta option is correct one. So your best option is beta. And question number 99, when the vapor pressure of the liquid equal to the external pressure, what phenomena? That is boiling. You know that what is boiling point? When the vapor pressure of the liquid become equal to the external atmospheric pressure, it is called boiling point. So your best option is beta. Question number 100, when water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius, its density decreases due to the, because you know that at 0 degrees centigrade, the molecules are arranged themselves in hexagonal shape. First, you know that the water molecules have a tetrahedral shape, but when ice is formed, it arranges hexagonal shape. So, due to this hexagonal shape, the empty spaces present in the structures are increased. So that's why, due to increase in volume, the density is decreased. You know that density is equal to the mass per unit volume. So by increasing the volume, the spaces between increases, the volume is increased, the density is decreased. So that's why the ice float on the surface of water. So we can say that the Charlie option is correct one. Which are the following correct sequence of the increasing delta HV values of the substance? The best option is H2O, NH3 and F2. You know that in water the strong hydrogen bonding is present, and also in ammonia, but the more strong hydrogen bonding is in water. So here we can say that its delta HV value of the substance is more. And F2 has a weak van der Waals forces are present, or we can say that the weak London dispersion forces are present. So delta HV is very less. So the best option is alpha. Question number 102, which types of intermolecular forces present in all types of molecules? Okay. The best option is London dispersion forces. During my lectures, I define London dispersion forces. How you define London dispersion forces? Those forces of attraction which are present in all types of molecules, but more significant in non-polar molecules. So these are called London dispersion forces. So the London dispersion forces are present in all molecules because these forces are very weak. So we can only significant in non-polar molecules, because in polar molecules, other types of intermolecular forces are also present. So these are present in all types of molecules, but more significant in non-polar. So your best option is beta. Question number 103, which of the following equation represents standard heat of formation of C2H2? That is standard enthalpy of what? How you define standard enthalpy of formation? That the elements give 1 mole of a substance at standard condition. It is called standard condition and standard states. It is called standard enthalpy of formation. Here in the equation, that is 1 mole of C2H4 is formed from the elements. You know that the standard state of carbon is graphite and standard state of hydrogen is gaseous state. So you can say that the Charlie option is correct one. So your best option is Charlie. Other question is 104. Which of the following equation correctly define lattice energy of the magnesium chloride? You know that in the lattice energy, the ions combine to give 1 mole of a substance. So we can say that the best option is delta. It is called lattice energy. Okay. During this reaction, the energy is released or absorbed. Its delta H lattice is negative or positive. It is another MCQ. When 1 mole of a substance, it means it is stable state, the energy is released. So its delta H lattice is negative. So its delta H lattice is negative. But if we inverse the reaction, the delta H lattice is positive. Okay, when energy is released, the delta H lattice is negative. Which of the following quantities is not typically determined using Hess's law? That is, activation energy, all other things are determined from the Hess's law, but activation energy do not. So we can say that the best option is beta. The rate of reaction decreases as the reaction proceeds. Yes. In the beginning, the curve is more. So when the curve is more, so we can say that in the beginning, the rate of reaction is greater. The rate of reaction is greater, decreases as the reaction proceeds, but after that, it will decreases and in finally it will become constant. So the rate of reaction decreases as the reaction proceeds. So your best option is Charlie. Consider two reactions with the different activation energy at the same temperatures. With the lower activation energy will be a larger rate constant. When the constant larger, then we can say that it's greater. Other is 108. On an energy profile diagram, the presence of catalyst is represented by, okay, what is the function of the catalyst? The function of the catalyst to decrease activation energy. So I can make the two diagrams for this. It is without catalyst, and this diagrams is with catalyst. So with catalyst, the activation energy is decreased. So we can say that a lower peak represents the activation energy by using catalyst. So your best option is beta. Other MCQ is 109. A saturated solution represents a dynamic equilibrium. Microscopic solutes particles are dissolving. It's very easy one. So your option is Charlie. Which of the following pair form buffer solution? Buffer solution contains, there are the requirements of the buffer solution. One common ion is must. Okay, so we can say that Ca3COO and Ca3COO, it is common ion in this solution. But you know that there will be a weak acid plus salt of strong base. You can say that CH3COOH, it is a weak acid. So when we react with the strong base like NaOH, you know that acid give hydrogen ion and base give hydroxyl ion, it makes water, and the salt is CH3COONA. Okay, so it is considered the salt of a strong base. And what is the composition of the buffer? Weak acid plus salt of strong base, or weak base along with salt of strong acids. I also give some the tips that how can we find the strong acid, that is strong acid or strong base. You are familiar with this. So it is, but it is very easy question. That's the Charlie option is correct one. The activity series of the metal arranged metals in order of their ease of reductions. Okay, you know that in electrochemical series we can arrange the elements according to increasing reduction orders. So we can say that the metals that are present on the upper side, they have greater oxidation potential, while the metals that are present on the lower side of the electrochemical series have greater reduction potential. So we can say that the delta option is correct one. Next is 112. According to the activity series, which of the following metals would have the reaction, that is magnesium? Because Magnesium is present on the upper side of the electrochemical series, so we can say that following would be react hydrogen forms. The elements that are present on the upper side react more easily with the hydrogen to produce hydrogen with react with the acids to form hydrogen gas. So we can say that the beta option is correct one because magnesium is present on the upper side of the electrochemical series. Next one is 113. The salt bridge allows transfer of your best option is Charlie. Okay. You know that the zinc copper cell is also called Daniel cell. Daniel cell. And you know that there are two electrodes. That is called anode. And anode is made up of zinc. And it is called cathode. That is made up of copper because ease of discharge of zinc is greater as compared with the copper. So in zinc, oxidation will take place while in copper reduction will take place. Okay, so we can place a salt bridge. So you know that the zinc anode is dipped in the ions Cu plus 2 and SO4 minus 2. While the copper is placed in the zinc is placed in the zinc sulfate solution, while copper is placed in the copper sulfate solution. So copper ions and sulfate ions are formed. So positive ions are same in the both solutions. So there will be exchange of only sulfate ion in both compartment because you know that what is the function of the salt bridge. The function of the salt bridge is to maintain the concentration of the ions in both solution. Okay, so there will be a transfer of sulfates ions only. So your correct option is Charlie. Most reactive out of these is sodium because on the upper side of the electrochemical series the oxidation potentials of the metal is greater. So we can say that the delta option is correct one. So when sodium react with some dilute acid, it gives fast hydrogen as compared with others. Hybridization explains tetravalency of carbon atom. How it is possible? You know that the electronic configuration of carbon is 1s, 2s, 2px, 2py, and 2pz. Okay, so we can say that 2 electron, 1 and 1. So it shows the carbon is divalent, but carbon is tetravalent because carbon forms 4 bonds. So we can say that the hybrid state of the carbon is 1s, 2s, 2px, 2py, and 2pz. So one electron is shifted from s orbital to pz orbital. Though no, there are four unvalence there are 4 hybrid orbitals there, and it forms 4 bond with other elements. So we can say that it is shows tetravalency of the carbons. It is also called hybrid state. So your best option is alpha. In the reaction H2 plus CO2 converted into the water plus carbon monoxide, they decrease in the concentration towards left. Okay, when we decrease the concentration of CO2, it means the concentration of the reactant is less, so the reaction will move towards left, towards reverse direction. It is also called left side. So we can say that according to Le Chatelier's principle, the reaction will move reverse or left side. So your best option is alpha. Lattice energy of the ions is independent of the number of neutrons and the nucleus. It depends upon size of cation, yes, size of anion, charge density of the cation. So your best option is delta. Electronic configuration of calcium is closest to the configuration similar to the alpha, because you know that which noble gases are present: helium, neon, and argon. Argon has atomic number 18, so calcium is 20. So by losing 2 electron, it is converted into the argon. So we can say that the best option is alpha. Unit of rate of reaction. You know that rate is equal to the delta C divided by delta T. What is the units of concentration? It is mole per decimeter cube. And what is the units of temperature? That is equal to that is second. So it is also called per second. So we can say that the units of rate of reaction is alpha. The time required to consume half of the reactant is also called half-life. Maximum percentage of oxygen in. You know that there are 4 oxygens are present in the molecules. So we can say that in other compound there is only 3 oxygen atom are present. So the mole percentage of oxygen in beta. The force which holds a noble gas molecule when it is liquefied is called intermolecular forces. Intermolecular, the force which holds noble gas molecule when it is liquefied. You know that when gases are liquefied, some intermolecular forces are present, and these intermolecular forces are stronger as compared with the molecules that are present in normal state. So we can say that these are also called intermolecular forces. The atomic ratio of the isomers of KMnO4s and FeSO4.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, in question number 122, why it is not non-polar forces? Because in noble gases there are London dispersion forces.
Okay. The forces which holds noble gases molecule when it is liquefied. When it is liquefied. What is mean by liquefaction? When gas is converted into the liquids. You know that in liquid intermolecular forces are greater as compared with the gases. So we can say that the intermolecular forces are increased, then gas is converted into the liquid. And you are also familiar the process that first we increase the pressure of the gas, then we decrease the temperature of the gas, and after that we can achieve the liquids of the gas. So due to the increase in the intermolecular forces, your best option is intermolecular forces. Okay, these are not considered as a non-polar forces, and also chemical bond. It's not a chemical bond because liquefaction belongs to intermolecular forces. It is not considered as a polar forces because the molecules, for example, helium is the molecule. It is non-polar molecule, and in non-polar molecular forces in liquid state the intermolecular forces are increased. So the best option is alpha. आप कौन सा ऑप्शन कह रहे थे नोमान?
Beta, sir, non-polar forces.
नो नो non-polar forces
Non-polar forces, sir.
non-polar forces तो बेटा होती नहीं है ना. कौन सी non-polar forces होती हैं? ठीक है, लंदन
Uh,
डिस्पर्जन फोर्सेज हैं, इनको हम
sir,
non-polar
जब
forces नहीं कहते. ठीक है, देखें लिक्विड जब बनेगा तो जहरी
ओके
सी बात है क्या
ओके
हो
सर
जाएगा, गैस इज कन्वर्टेड इनटू द लिक्विड, सो इंटरमॉलिक्यूलर फोर्सेस आर इंक्रीज, सिंपल. ओके. द एटॉमिक रेशियो ऑफ द आइसोमर्स ऑफ
ओके
KMnO4 एंड FeSO4. जी बेटा क्या रेशियो बनेगी? पोटाशियम 1 है, मैंगनीज आपका 1 है और ऑक्सीजन आपका 4 है, तो क्या रेशियो बनेगी बेटा? 1:1 रेशियो क्या हो जाएगी? 4. सो योर बेस्ट ऑप्शन इज कौन सा होगा? बीटा. अ क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिड कैन नेवर शो क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिड का होता है बेटा शार्प मेल्टिंग पॉइंट. ठीक है, और इनका डिफ्यूज मेल्टिंग पॉइंट नहीं होता. डिफ्यूज का मतलब होता है कि कोई काम ज्यादा हो जाए, लेकिन क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिड्स हैव अ शार्प मेल्टिंग पॉइंट, नॉट डिफ्यूज. तो सो वी कैन से दैट डेल्टा. ऑल अदर ऑप्शन दैट इज आइसोट्रोपी, यस. क्रिस्टलाइन shows isotropy and isotropy, yes, and isomorphism, yes. So your best option is delta. कंडेंसेशन इज अ प्रोसेस. कंडेंसेशन कौन सा प्रोसेस होता है बेटा? एक्सोथर्मिक. इट्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एमसीक्यू. A graph between volume and temperatures give a straight line which cuts the temperatures. You know that it cuts the temperature to -273, or it is also equal to the 0 Kelvin. So we can say that the best option is delta option. Okay. If there will be some problems in MCQ, you can discuss. First of all, I stop the recording and then you can discuss.